Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Haley Dale and I am a content strategist helping you create more profitable, purposeful, and productive content. So if that sounds like something you're looking for, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below this video for value-packed videos like this every single Monday. What I'm talking to you about today is something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is taking it easy, indulging in a little bit of self-care. You probably can't read this, but it's my self-care hoodie. It says it right on there. But what I want to talk to you about is how do we give ourselves a bit more breathing room when it comes to our content strategies when we maybe need to dedicate some of our attention to other areas of our life. December is just around the corner, and so pretty soon we're going to feel that temptation to take things a little bit easier. And if it isn't that time of year, then summer vacation is calling, or there's always reasons. I know 2020 has been absolutely nutso, and so maybe you are feeling like you are being pulled in a million different directions. So what I'm going to be talking to you about today is how to hiatus-proof, how to life-proof your content strategy, because you have put in a lot of the groundwork to really build yourself up and start to build up your audience, and they start to expect that email on Tuesday mornings or whenever it is for you. And so we don't want to lose that momentum when you take a break, but you need a break, a real break from your business. And that is what I'm going to talk you through today. So there are 5 things that we can do to start to prepare your content for a break. So if you have one right around the corner, or you want to take things a little bit easier in December, that you can do that without feeling this guilt that you're neglecting your content strategy. So we're going to go over what those 5 things are. So the first thing is more of a prep thing. So this is something that just in general, if you're planning on ever taking breaks from your content, if you are creating evergreen pieces of content that can be read a year from now, unless like major things change, but for the most part, you can pretty much assume it's going to be evergreen. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go dateless on your blog. And this is going to be one of those tech tweaks that you're going to have to go and check. So you can go and there is a plugin for WordPress that allows you to switch off the dates on your blog post. And depending on your theme, you're going to be able to do that as well. I'm on Divi, so I'm able to remove the dates from my blog post. Because if we're going to be leveraging our old content, or if we are going to be taking our break, one of the ways that we can protect ourselves from that is by going dateless on our blogs. Who cares if people read it 6 months from now, if it is just as relevant then as it was today when you're publishing it? So that is the very first thing that I want you to go and change. If you are feeling like you need a break, we need to date proof your blogs. So then our next strategy, I want to go over a few strategies. If you have a month you need to cover, or you're going to be taking a break in December or January, whenever you're going to be taking a break, this can also be really great for seasonal businesses who get really busy in the summer and maybe they're not as busy during the winter. So you can cover yourself during that busy phase without falling off the grid completely. And one of the ways to do that, I think, is to start with your blog post and then have your social media posts and your email go out from that core blog post. So the first thing that you can use to get a little bit of content coverage so that you are still continuing to publish new content while you're away is, why not reaching out to some guest bloggers? Why not reaching out to complimentary business owners and asking them if they want to come and publish something on your blog? That can be a great way to grow your audience. Well, you're not the one responsible for publishing that piece of content, because they're going to be sharing it with their audience too, telling them that they were over on your blog, the hot spot to be online. So that can be a really great way of pulling in other voices too. So look into your friends group, look into your Biz BFF group, look into the businesses that you're following on Instagram and the people who have about the same number of followers that you do, and invite them in to come and write a blog post. They could also reinvent one that they've already published, just change it up a little bit for your specific audience. So that's a really great way if you're like, I have 2 blog posts I need to cover, but I don't necessarily have time to create this because I'm going to be in Maui or I'm going to be in Barcelona. So that can be a great way to continue to keep your content really fresh and get some new voices and perspectives. So it's like a win-win for everyone. The second thing you can do, and this is probably the most obvious, right? So this is thing number 3, but second way to get coverage is you can write those posts posts and in advance and pre-schedule them ahead of time. So if you are a content creator wizard and it's not that hard for you to create content and you can just write and write, this might be a great way for you, right, to let off some of that creative steam. You may also go into your coffers, and are there any like half-finished drafts you can pull from there too? So where can you maybe some of those posts in advance and pre-schedule them? I'm hosting a challenge pretty soon here called the monthly content sprint. So I'd love to have you join me over that. In that, we're going to be batch creating 4 blog posts all at once and scheduling them ahead of time. So it's a month's worth of content designed, planned, scheduled, written, all the work is designed ahead of time. And this is time so that you can take off December. So you can prep that content now and then take off December with your content scheduled ahead of time. So I know that things are getting super busy for people as kids are going back to school, as the holidays are approaching. So where can you ease yourself up by getting some of that coverage in there? And so that challenge can be a great way, but there's also video, which I'll put the link to below this video, where you can go and check that out. The third thing that you can do to get coverage is to leverage some old posts. So do you have, like we were talking about evergreen, part of the power of going dateless is that people can read a post that you maybe did 2 years ago that is just as relevant now. Like our core strategies don't change. The tactics change, but not the strategies. And so this can be a great way to put the shine back on an old great piece of content that maybe hasn't seen the light of day in a little while. So do you have any great posts that you can pull and like basically republish them, re-promote them, and make them the highlight for that week? That can be another great way to get some coverage. The final type of blog post that can be really easy to pull together if you are needing a content break but you are not wanting to go radio silent is to prepare some resource roundups. These are pretty easy posts to put together. So depending on your industry, it could be like my top favorite cameras or my top favorite accessories for photographers, or in my case, what are the must-have content marketing tools? I should do that. Yeah, I want to take some December time off, so maybe I'll steal that idea from myself. So what are some of those resource roundups? This can also be a great way if you are an Amazon affiliate. I'm not, but you could put it in there and you can also monetize it as well. So if you are affiliate for any tools, you can put them in there as long as it's authentic and stuff that you would actually use and buy. So that can be another route, is to prepare some resource roundups. But you're probably still wondering, what should you do about your other content channels? Just because we've talked about the blog, what do you do with those other channels? So in my opinion, what you should do is, depending on, no matter what you're posting on your blog post, whether it's one of the resource roundups, whether it's one of your old posts that you're republishing, whether it is a guest blog, so it doesn't really matter what it is, but I think that all of your content should be an offshoot from that. And so what can you do? So if you are publishing this week on your blog or republishing it this week on your blog, also send out a newsletter related to that, and also make that what you talk about on social for the week as well. That can make it really cut and dry and really easy to decide what you should be talking about, and it kind of gets you a lot of coverage on those social media channels as well. So make everything themed to that blog post that you're going to be putting out there. So I hope this has been helpful, coming up with some ways that maybe we can get you a content vacation and hiatus-proof your content strategy. So I think the real question is, what are you going to do with your next business break? Let me know in the comments, and if you want more videos like this one, click on the next video on your screen and make sure to subscribe for new videos just like this one every single Monday.